Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my viewers, wherever you're watching me from. I really want to say a very big thank you. Welcome to my channel. This is Motun Talks, a platform where we share the goodness of God. We encourage others, we share lifestyles, and we motivate others with valuable information that we know that is going to be beneficial to people out there. So today, as you rightly know, I'm bringing another guest of mine. This guest of mine is a very close friend of mine, and his story actually inspired me, and I felt I should bring him on board so that he could also share his story with my viewers out there. And he's going to introduce himself. So, but before we go ahead, I would like you, is our normal custom. I mean, please kindly subscribe. If you have not subscribed to this channel, I don't want to say you are missing something. So please subscribe, like, share with your loved ones, and also comment. And I will try as much as possible to actually respond to every comment as soon as possible. So today I'm having a special guest here today, and I would like him to introduce himself. I don't want to introduce him, but I would like him to introduce himself to the viewers. So,
hello, everybody. My name is Ridwan Sansi, a good friend of Motun. Yeah, and I hope you enjoy the talks.
oh my God, you omitted something. I didn't want to jump the gun. That was why I said you should introduce yourself, but since he omitted that, I would like to actually tell you why a story, why we're bringing him here today. And his name is actually Dr. Ridwan Sanusi. I don't know why he omitted that, but I'm sure while we are going through the conversation, you will be able to learn one or two things. He's actually a doctor, a PhD holder. He just recently completed his PhD. And that is why I brought him here, because there's a story behind that. So, Dr. Ridwan, because I've told you, I can't call you Ridwan any longer. I have to be calling you doctor. I have to put that there. I respect you because that's the highest qualification as far as I know. Maybe there is more. I don't know anything outside PhD. Maybe you could, So I need to actually put that doctor. I respect you with that. So, like I was saying, you've introduced yourself, Dr. Ridwan, but can you please, tell us a bit about yourself, your journey to this PhD journey. Why do I say that, and why are we bringing you here? I knew you had this story that you wanted to have your PhD before you were 30, and that was amazing. So can you just tell us a bit of your background, a bit of your story, a bit of your journey in achieving this great milestone?
Yeah, thank you. I completed my PhD in 2019. But before then, how I started, after I finished my college, high school, I wanted to gain admission to university, but then I was living in Ibadan, Nigeria, and I don't really know much about Nigeria itself. I mean, other cities, other states. Yeah, I just know Ibadan. Then the universities in Ibadan, in Nigeria, I didn't even know much of the universities around. I know we have University of Ibadan. I know few cities also have university. So when I wanted to apply, I just said, I'm only going to University of Ibadan because I don't even know how to cope going to another city. So I tried to apply. I applied once, the first time. My result wasn't that complete because the O-level you need to have maths and English and other 5 science subjects because I was a science student. But I think I didn't have one of the results completed. Then I said, I'm going to apply the following year again. Then the following year, I applied with complete results, and with even the JAMB, I got, I think, 251 or so. But then I was not okay. What happened there was that the university didn't do admission that year. So they canceled admission for that year. And I was like, no, I'm not going to another school. I'm still going to do it. But apparently that time, I had about some diploma, professional diploma in University of Ibadan. I mean, like these distance learning program. So I decided to go for it. And when I got there, they gave me the form that I should fill, and I should fill the department that I want. And then I read through all the department that was listed. And the only familiar department there was kinematics and statistics. And I was like, oh, which one should I go to? Kinematics sounds like physics, and statistics is mathematics. So I think either of them should fit in. So I was doubting, but then I didn't have time. I wanted to choose kinematics, but then I just went for statistics. So after then, I went for the lecture, and then I saw after I resumed for the course, I saw some students that were in kinematics. And I was asking, what are you guys doing? But I only see them on the field, always playing football, doing sports. And they told me kinematics is just about sports, not physics. I was like, oh, so that's how I would have changed my direction. And I've been doing sports instead of statistics. Yeah, so after I started the program, then I enjoyed doing statistics. All the courses kind of just easy because I was kind of good in maths and further maths in my O level. And then the following year, I said I need to be a regular student. So I did my exam again. I got to 52, got to 56. Then I got the admission. I think by then I think I was 21 or so. Yeah, I think I was 21, that was 2012. Yeah, so then I started the program as undergraduate. I went on doing statistics. And then I didn't quit my diploma then. I just combined the two, doing the two programs at the same time. And then when I was about to finish, I think when I was in 300, I just think I was going to be life outside the university if I finished. Then I saw people that graduated. What they usually think of is always like how to get employment, how to get job, this, that. And then from what I learned from them, you need to be very proactive. You need to know how to talk very well. You need to know how to sell yourself. You need to get job, have a good CV. And I said that all these characteristics doesn't really apply to me. I don't have most of those features. I'm not of the talking type. How would I even get a job? How will the interview go to? So it was kind of scary. Then I think, well, must I even get a job? Why can't I go into the academia, do masters and PhD? Then I sat down, I think, if I'm going to do that, then after I graduated, I need to go for national university, I need to do masters, I need to do PhD. Then I said, if I'm going to do this, I need to do it continuously without break. And in that case, my target is going to be to finish the whole academic career, get the PhD before I get to 30. Then I was like, well, this kind of plan don't really work out every time. You see different challenges. I was like, okay, let me just keep on doing it then. I just follow the trend, just finish my undergraduate. Then when I was about to finish, then I have good people around me. So one of those things that you need to have good friends, good companions, have good people with a good mindset. And then they always tell me, like I have a friend with a master student, they always tell me, oh, he has many friends who are in abroad doing scholarship. And with type of your results, if you have a first class, you can easily get a scholarship. I was like, oh, really? What do I need to do? He just said, then he introduced me to some of his friends, and he said me to do some international exams like the TOEFL, the use of English, GRA, and all those things. And if you have all these very good results with those exams, then you're going to have a good chance of getting a scholarship abroad. We're like, oh, that's really nice. And then as I was finishing my undergraduate, preparing to go for national service because we need to go for 1 year national service in Nigeria. And as I was planning to do that, I already planned for the exams. So I bought some books for the exams to be preparing for the TOEFL and GRE. And before I even left my state for the program, some of my friends that I saw, they know I'm also trying to apply for scholarship. And they just told me, oh, hello, come here. We saw a scholarship somewhere in Saudi Arabia, and they just opened their statistics department, and we think they're going to fit in. I'm like, okay, let me try it up. And then I tried it. I just applied. I know this kind of thing. I'm going to apply to many scholarships. So I just applied and forgot it. I applied to many places, also applied to Belgium, UK, many places. Then I just went on to my national service, prepare for my exams, and then during those period, I got like a official, what do they call it? Like there's conditional admission.
Okay.
In Tinfal University of Petroleum and Minerals in Saudi Arabia, and said what is pending is for me to submit my English results, TOEFL and GRE, and I have to do that before a specific time. And then all my period in NYC, I was just preparing for the exam. I did it, and I just got exactly what they needed. Just the cutoff for
the scholarship.
Yeah, for the English exam, for the GRE was very tough, so I got exactly what they needed. But for the TOEFL, the use of English, I think my score was like 2 or 3 marks behind what they needed. Then I submitted, I sent it to them, and I didn't hear anything again from them. So I thought maybe because the result wasn't good enough. So I just put my mind off it.
But meanwhile, you were still doing your NYSC during that period.
Yes. It was still
National Youth Service Corps in Nigeria then. Yeah, okay.
So I was like, okay, let me just continue with the program. And when I was about to finish my NYSC in February, I think 2013, then just a month before that time, I just got this email that you've been officially admitted. I was like, wow, finally.
So you are traveling out of your country. I'm going abroad. I'm going to the abroad.
And then the next email was, how are you going to process your visa and all this? What you need to do? Like, wow, I need to do this. Yeah.
But do you think there's an influence to you getting that TOEFL? Do you think it's because I knew your records even while in school then was you graduated with the first class, right? Do you think it's because you graduated with the first class or the TOEFL, or because of your religion and it's in Saudi Arabia and that was why they gave you? Do you think that could be a factor?
Yeah, actually the main factor was the results, having good results. Especially if you have a first class, it's like you want to build your house, you need to have a solid foundation. Mm-hmm. So having a first class is like having a solid foundation. However, there are many people that doesn't have first class, maybe second class, that are also admitted. Oh. So if you don't have a first class, don't give up, don't say, oh, that's then I'm not going to qualify for scholarship.
So the second class, having scholarship is not the grade, it's not a determinant to the grade. Even though the grade might boost it.
It's not like the main determinant, but it's one of the important factors. Okay. If you have it, you have a leverage, and it's just like you want to employ people you are an employee. I mean, you have a company, you want to employ people to work with you. They submit, you are going to look for the best candidate. So what they do is just to look at who is the best. Yeah. So probably by the time you apply, there's no first class student that also applied. And you are just going to be the best among the others. Then
so how was your experience doing your master's? It was based on scholarship, and you were now in Saudi Arabia doing how many years was it? How many years was your master's?
Yeah, it was 2 years.
2 years. So how was your experience there? What was your experience during those periods?
Yeah. Actually, before I went, I got other scholarship as well in Belgium with also very good scholarship benefits. But then I have a good referee. Then is a big pastor, he's a professor in engineering in University of Ibadan. So I told him these are the two scholarships I got. Which one should I go for? And then he said we need to look at the way we've been communicating with the schools. We have a lot of communication with the one in Saudi Arabia, and also we look at the ranks of the university, and we saw that of university in Saudi Arabia was higher ranked than that of Belgium.
Okay.
So he said he's going to advise that I go for that one.
So now you've mentioned the importance of having good people surrounding us and seeking counsel. You know, your friends, if not that you had good friends or good people that surrounded you, that want the best for you, that gave you advice, maybe you would have not made the right decision. So you finish your master's, and then you now proceeded. I knew you now proceeded for your PhD. And I think that was also a journey that I would like you to share with my viewers.
Oh, yeah. So when I was about to complete my master's, and I have a very good supervisor, so I did some research, and then after you do different research in the thesis, you need to publish them, and then we submitted those works for publication. And then one of the reviewers, like the editor in those journals that we submitted to, when we were corresponding, I saw the name of that editor. It happens to be a Chinese name. And then after then, I just saw the name and then I left that. Then I have another very good friend. He was doing his PhD in New Zealand. His name is Ridwan. And then he knew I was at the end of my master's, so I'll be looking for PhD. So he used to send me whenever I see some opportunities, some links, he used to send to me. So he sent me this one. He told me about that one, the one in New Zealand, and sent another one in Hong Kong. So I was applying for both of them, that of New Zealand, and that of New Zealand made me to submit an English test, ielts. I didn't have time to do it then. So that was one of the things holding the admission. Then that of Hong Kong, I made research. I saw that I need to get a supervisor. So I went to the department that is closest to mine, which is system engineering and engineering management, where they did some applied statistics. So, and I checked the lecturers, and I saw that one of those lecturers, one of those high professors there, happens to be the editor of the journal I submitted one of my thesis paper to.
Wow.
So I just sent him an email, and I also sent email to the HOD of that department that I'm completing my master's soon. I would like to proceed for PhD. This is my CV, this is my publication, this, that. And both of them replied almost immediately that, oh yeah, the kind of student you are looking for, please proceed with the application. But that of editor replied first. So I was talking to him already. So I didn't bother to talk to the HOD again, the head of the department. So I was just talking to him, and then he said, prepare your applications, submit as soon as possible. He told me when the admission is going to, the submission is going to open. I think the submission opens around October to December. So before the admission process, the submission stage, we already completed our application. So as soon as the admission opens, we submitted all the applications, submitted everything. And between that October and December, they received everything. They did interview for me. And after the interview, it was around November, the professor assured me that I shouldn't worry, that everything is going to be okay. I'm going to get it. I shouldn't just disturb myself. That I just, because the scholarship is in 2 stages. There's one in the school level. The school level have to nominate you to the federal level. Yeah, because scholarship is HKPFS.
So you eventually got the scholarship for 3 years. How many years was it?
Yeah, 3 years.
3 years. And within that 3 years, you finished your PhD within those stipulated time, right?
Yes.
That's very impressive. And that during that period, I knew you had some personal life, like you got married, and how were you able to cope with your PhD and family life during those phases? Do you think, was
So
there any
before,
challenges?
after I completed my master's, I went home to get married, and then I moved forward to Hong Kong to start my PhD. And then I knew I'm going to have some coursework as a PhD student, which is going to be difficult having family with coursework and research. So what I did was to complete all my coursework in my first year.
Okay.
And then after my first year, I finished all my coursework. Then I started research for it. And that is when my wife joined me and my family.
Oh, so it was well planned before your wife actually came to join you.
Yeah.
That's a very interesting one. That's a very interesting one. So, so I also knew that you were traveling during those period. You travel a lot to different countries during your PhD, right? If I'm right, I knew you traveled a lot. Then I used to, oh my God, still this guy is now in this country, is now in that. Can you share a bit of your experience? What are the lessons you've learned during those phases, like during those periods that you were traveling and doing your PhD, and what are the lessons that you've learned that you think we could learn from you having those experience traveling to different country, different culture, different continent, so what are the lessons you think you could share with us?
Yeah, so actually traveling is like a different teacher on its own.
Like how many countries in total?
I think I went up to like 7 or 8 countries.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it fully funded, or was it you that paid for them?
Yeah, most of them are funded. My scholarship allowed me to go to like 2 conferences in a year during our academic section. So they have the fund there. Just have to go to the conference, apply, travel. By the time you're back, they're going to reimburse the money back. Okay. Yeah. So I think my first year I started by going to a conference in Pennsylvania, in USA. And the interesting thing about the conference was that when I was about to, like 1 hour to my presentation, I got a phone call that, oh, my wife delivered a baby girl. I was like, oh, wow.
So that will actually make you make that presentation a top notch.
Yeah. Yeah. So after then, I went for the conference in USA. And then, I always use the opportunity also to tour around the city or the country. So from there, I went to New York and a few other cities as well.
Okay.
And then that same year, I think I went to Singapore. During this period, I went to Singapore, Malaysia, Canada, China, and some other countries as well. Yeah, so it was interesting. And one of the lessons is that you just have to be like open-minded. You see that different people have different culture. Mm-hmm. You just have to accept people the way they are. Don't think maybe you are the best in the world. Area, your culture, by the time you get there, you see different things.
The exposure, that traveling actually gave you some exposure into the way people think, the way people's culture, people ethics, and you just have to
you don't even imagine of. So the exposure is there.
Do you have any challenges that you went through while doing your PhD, even though it was a sponsored PhD? No, normally most students here or in the UK or international students that travel that are not on scholarship, the challenges they are always encountering is more on finances. So I don't know, having been sponsored, do you have any challenges you went through while going through your phase of your MSc to your PhD? Was there any
actually my PhD program was well funded. It's like one of the most lucrative scholarship PhD scholarship you can get in the world. So financially,
what was it about? What was your PhD on? Sorry for us, if you don't mind.
So the PhD was on advanced control chassis schemes to monitor industrial processes. So what we did was to develop some statistical control charts to monitor different processes in the industry, like in the different manufacturing industry, they do produce different products, and then they have a particular target to what the product must meet out before they send it out to the consumer. So how would they, and they produce in mass, in thousands. So how would they know if what they're producing meets up with that specific target without checking them one by one or without wasting time? Because if they didn't make up with targets, they may have to cancel everything or start all over again. That's going to be waste of money and resources. So how to avoid this, how to make sure what they're doing is efficient. Yeah. So that's
that's very impressive. That's very, very impressive. I mean, from just our conversation, I've learned some things. The importance of people in one's life, and I think that those are the things I've already shared. My viewers will know that I've already talked on all these things during my videos, my previous video before this video. He talked about how he was able to make decisive decision in choosing the school, which I have already also talked about, through rating, school rating and stuff like that. And he talked about his exposure. You don't have to be having a closed mind when you get to a new environment or a new setting. Look at how they do things. These are the things I do in my office. I'll just try to see how they reply or how they respond in meeting, just to be able to integrate into the system. And those things are very, very important. As many people, not even if you are traveling out of the country, but even when you're within Nigeria or wherever location you find yourself, we need to actually know how to integrate into the culture that we find ourselves. I really want to say a very big thank you. Do you have any advice for upcoming student or upcoming person that might want to secure admission, scholarship, and felt maybe my score, we know you score, you finish with first class, maybe that was a factor, only God knows. But if somebody wants to actually secure and get all this opportunity, you had scholarship right from your MSc, your master's degree, even to PhD level, how do you think is possible in this current era of ours that people can actually explore? If yes, is there any link that you think we could share that even when people reach out, I could say to them, and we know that yes, once they applied or that it could be of help to them? Yeah.
Oh yeah, thank you. So what I'm going to say is that if you are still in undergraduate, you are still doing some coursework, then try to get the highest grade as possible, because this is going to stand out. Once you get this, it's not something you can go back to do again. What you have is what you have. You're going to be carrying it all over with you to end of your life. So try to have the best grade as much as possible. It's really going to go you far away. School is not as fun.
So the end goal, they should actually look at the end goal of what they wanted, and so they should work towards it from scratch. Thank you. Okay.
And if you've already graduated, don't worry, whatever you have, you can still make do with it. Try to do a lot of research, know what you need, know this. Some people determine where they go based on country, some people determine where they go based on school, rank, or just know what is your priority, know what is your requirement, what you need. You're doing some exams, try to start planning, do them, make sure you have good grade in those things, then apply as much as possible. There are some schools that doesn't require application fee, because that usually sets some people back. So you can see free application, apply as much as possible. And there are some that have application fee, it's not too much, just maybe once in a while. Also go for these ones. And also make sure you have a good rapport with your undergraduate lecturers or supervisors. Because you're going to need referees in your application.
The relationship, we are still boiling down to having a very good relationship. Dr. Ridwan, are you still in Hong Kong?
No.
Where are you currently now?
I'm currently in Canada. I'm in Winnipeg, Manitoba.
So
I'm a doctoral fellow.
You moved from Saudi Arabia to Hong Kong, and now you are in Canada. Why Canada? Among all the countries you visited, why did you decide to be in Canada?
Yeah, actually, most of where I go to, most of where I apply to are not really based on country per se. They are based on who I want to work with or
Okay.
the school I want to go to.
Okay. So are you now
So
teaching? Are you teaching? Are you in research field? Since that was what I think you mentioned it, that was really what you wanted. So are you into research now in Canada?
yeah, I'm
Is,
purely doing research.
oh,
I'm
that was
doing
what took you to
doctoral fellow.
Canada, right?
Yes, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, so I
impressive.
saw someone I'm working with. She's a professor, Professor
Okay.
Lisa. So I met her during one of those my travelings in during PhD when I went to Canada. Then I wanted to visit her as a visiting student then, but it didn't work out. So during one of my travelings, I met her in a conference in Vancouver and we talked at length. And then
Yeah.
after then, when I was about to defend, I just contacted her that I'm handing up
Oh my
and I would
goodness.
like to go for postdoctoral fellow. We have an opening, and he said, "Oh yes, just apply."
Oh
And
my
then I
God.
applied, and everything just go fine.
Your
And after the
story.
program, I moved down here to start my postdoctoral fellow.
Oh my goodness. Your story is so inspiring. My viewers, can you see the importance of networking and having the right contact in one's life? Having the right set and having the right mindset. Dr. Ridwan targeted, I mean, he had I'm sure he would have had it in his vision board. I want to have my PhD before I was 10 and before I'm 30. Pardon me for that. Before I'm 30. He achieved that. He worked towards it. He didn't stay behind. He didn't wait. He tried to network. And while he was doing all his studies, he was building network. He was establishing relationship. And I think I've already mentioned the importance of having good people in our life. Look at it. From all the visits he was doing while his PhD, he met someone, he still had a relationship with her, and now the person is his boss. Even I'm sure they were the one that sponsored you to be in Canada right now, right?
Sure.
So, my viewers, I don't know if you are inspired the way I am. Honestly, his story is so inspiring every time I see him, because we schooled together back then, and I used to have a flashback of how it was then, the little beginning then. But now I can't even call him Ridwan. I have to be calling him Dr. Ridwan because he's a doctor. I really want to say a very big thank you. I really want to appreciate you. And how is your wife and kid? And how is your wife and kid? And how you, integrating into Canada lifestyle and system over there? Hope it's, it's whole.
Yeah, we are coping. We are coping with the snow and cold.
Thank you. Do you have any final word for our viewers before we round up this meeting?
Yeah, I will just say whatever you plan to have a very good plan. Work towards it. Plan without action is nothing. Have good time management. Don't give up. Never retire, but fire for what is desired to acquire. Keep eating. One day is going to eat. You're going to get there. And then for the scholarship information you said, I think I can give you a link you can put in the comment section. And also, I usually post different scholarship opportunities on my Twitter page, so I can put that in the comment section.
What was your Twitter page, in case anybody wants to go there to view your Twitter page? Are you willing to share your Twitter page?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it is Amhigher, AMHIGHER.
Okay. I will actually, we will include it on the screen so that people can actually see that.
Yeah, I'll just search for my names and say Ridwan.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Ridwan, for your time and for those insightful information that you've given to us today. I pray that the Lord will be with you even while you are journeying in Canada. And it's a pleasure having you on today's time out with Motun. So my viewers, that is what I have for us today. I really want to say a very big thank you for staying behind to even stay to listen to this inspiring story today. God bless you. As our right norm is, please, we are still building this community, but you and I are building it together, and we can build it together when you subscribe, when you like, when you comment and share with your loved ones. I love you so much, and thank you for staying tuned. This is Motun Talks. Catch you. Bye.